Hello, I'm Heather Coe, and I'm creating a little video here for Meet the Teacher Night in these crazy COVID times when we can't meet in person. So I'm going to just start by giving you a tour of the classroom. Our classroom is down in Flex Alley. It's room 36. So the class that I'm teaching here is the Flexible Studies Math 10, which is the Foundations and Pre-Calculus 10. And that is both English and French immersion cohort students. And we do have a few additional students that are joining us in our learning group right now. This is the learning group right now, which means that we don't have to be as socially distanced up until Thanksgiving, and then the two will switch. But right now, we're still staying fairly safe. We have at least a meter in between us here. You can see how the chairs are spaced out in the room. And students have also opted to keep their masks on in our classroom. We had a discussion, and that's what the choice was. They do have the choice to take them off if they wish, to take a drink or anything like that. But for the majority of the time, the students are choosing to wear masks. Just show you a little bit more around here. We have some space around the side where we have blackboard panels that are made from a sticky blackboardy type substance where we can write in bright colors. And this is where we do our problem solving. So right now, as when we're a cohort group, we are doing problem solving on Fridays, along with usually doing a quiz for the week so that we can check and see how students are doing, and they know what they're doing and I know how they're doing, and we know how to proceed in order to help them learn things that they might not have caught up with yet. But it's kind of fun for them to have an opportunity to do their problem solving vertically. Studies have shown that usually students are much more willing to just try ideas because they can just erase them and they're doing them together. And that creative approach to problem solving is what we're looking for in the world. It's how we can think outside the box and expand our thinking. We also, on the other side of the room here, this is where we post the assignments that are practice assignments. So basically with the quarter system, we are running we get into class, students have from 8:30 to 9 where they can come in a bit early if they need additional help or anything like that. And then starting at 9 o'clock, our official class starts. Sometimes we start by just answering questions from the previous day. But then we have about, an hour-long lesson. They have time to practice while I'm here to support them and answer any questions. And then we have another lesson usually, and then more practice time before they are leaving. And that basically happens daily while we are in the learning cohort group. And then what we have after Thanksgiving is that we're no longer in the learning cohort group, so we then need to split into Monday, Wednesday, and Tuesday, Thursday groupings. And then at that time, Fridays, instead of the problem-solving units, become a makeup opportunity. So students just have to come into school if they want a chance to improve on any previous assessments. We use Google Classroom a lot. There is a stream function on Google Classroom for announcements that are tied to SD61 Learn email accounts. And then everything is posted on classwork. So anything that happens in the class kind of has a shadow counterpart on Classroom. So if students forget something, they can check into it. You can find the course outline here. You can find the weekly planning document, which is subject to change possibly, but it gives you a good idea of our plan for the whole quarter. You can find the ministry curriculum content on here. And one of the things that we use daily is with the unit. So we've just actually finished the number systems unit. You can go to the class note template. And with the class note template, students get copies of these for every unit. And just because we have to go through the content so quickly, just scroll up here. This saves us a little bit of time, so students don't have to write out all the sample questions that we're doing together. It just gives a template so that students can write their notes right in here. If students are away, they can easily pick up what they've missed, and it just helps keep us organized and on track. And those can always be found here, and actually at the end of the document is a basic kind of answer key for it. It doesn't have all my detailed notes, but it does have the basics there. Also, students could pretty easily, I could take a photo of my notes and send it. It's the age of technology, so there are some pros to that are very helpful. So the other thing that is on here is some additional resources. And the additional resources, students are using the Mickelson workbook, which I'll show you a copy of. So this workbook here is the one where all our extra practice questions come from. And so we also have a copy, a PDF file of that workbook. Students were given an opportunity to purchase the workbook if they wanted to be able to write in it, keep it as a copy, so everything is contained in one place for them. But if they wanted to just borrow a copy, they could do that and then write on separate paper. It was totally fine. You'll notice that there's an answer key here. That's full answers, not just the answers, but all the problems worked out. So the students are working at home and they're struggling. That's a place where they can go in order to get an idea of where they might be missing so that they don't have to wait frustrated until they come to class the next day. It's quite possible that students might feel sick and not be able to come to school, particularly during COVID-19. And so also on here is links to extra PowerPoint lessons, the BC Open Learning online lesson videos, so that they can do some things as long as they're not, so sick that they're bedridden. They can keep up at home if they needed to, or even if they're regularly in the class, that's some backup extra resources in case they need some extra help with that. So that is kind of the basics of what this course is all about. Today we did the Terry Fox run because we're doing Cops for Cancer campaign, and so if anybody has any donations that they want to make to that, they can do that. I will put a little plug in here that myself and Greg Downing and Mr. Cunningham are going to go pink. We're actually in the pink zone in the school, and we're going to do various things to our hair. So my stepsister actually had breast cancer, and so she has a pink wig. So if we collectively earn $1,000, I will wear her pink wig. Greg is going to dye his hair pink, and Brad, I think, is going to let the kids tie pink ribbons or something in his hair, and I think we will maintain that for at least a week. So if anybody wants to see us go pink and help a really good cause, that's something that can also happen. So I think that covers the basics for the course. Just one more pan of our space here. Students are coming and going out of the pink zone entrance, and they put on their masks as they come into the hallway and hand sanitize. And we also have hand sanitizer in our room for coming and going. So overall, I think we have a pretty good, safe start to the year and are progressing well with our math course. So thank you very much. If you have further questions that you need answered, please feel free to initiate communication through email. That's the best way to get started. And then if we need to have a phone call or anything else to help support your student in doing the best that they can with the math program, I'm happy to do so. So thank you very much, and look forward to speaking to you as needed. Thank you. Bye-bye.